Hello.
First time today wearing it.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to yet another Parkrun special, and in today's episode I will be trying to win a Parkrun, or as a lot of you keep commenting, you cannot win Parkrun. So I'm going to open up a little bit of a debate here. Can you win Parkrun, or is it a first finisher? Let me know. Anyway, without giving away too much, sit back because we're in for a four-way battle for first finisher today. Now on board I've got the front camera, as you can see, which has my usual stats. We've got the pace, we've got the course, we've got my heart rate, my speed, the total distance, and then we've got the reverse camera. Now today's reverse camera, I do apologize, it's a little bit up and down, but it does show you who is chasing me down, and we have a decent pack today chasing me throughout the entire Parkrun. So where are we today? Well, we are at the Gloucester Parkrun. I have not done this course before, but this was put in one of my comments to come and do this one by one of my subscribers. So here we are, testing out a brand new Parkrun for the very first time. So this is a 4-lap course around the park and the cricket field, with 3 laps being larger loops, and on the 4th lap you take a shorter route. Absolutely superb marshals on duty today, giving it full beans throughout. Absolutely credit to this Parkrun. So as you can see, the early pace, we're around a 3:34 per kilometre. I've got this chap in front of me who's setting a decent pace early on. I've got a lad just behind me, and behind him is my mate Dan. Dan absolutely holding it together today, putting in a stellar performance. Now as you watch this video, we pick up the pace towards the end and we put an absolute lightning fast final kilometre. We go into the 2 minutes per K. Now this is absolutely rapido and I'm chased hard. I will not reveal what happens because this Parkrun is epic. Absolutely loved it. So let's get on with it. So on the channel recently, we have been doing an awful lot of Parkrun, and I thought I would start venturing out and doing some Parkruns that I've never done before. So we're starting today here in Gloucester. This is only the 3rd or 4th different location that I've ever done a Parkrun at. Now I've had a few comments, people asking me to do different ones, and I'm dead keen to try these out. So as I shuffle this on a little bit, we head towards our first kilometre in a 3:37, respectable, but we're starting to pick the pace up and add some spice into this Parkrun. So as we get towards the end of our first of 4 laps, I'm sat in 2nd position in between 2 blue t-shirts. The fella up top, he's marching on nicely, and then there's that chap who's just behind me. I can hear him on my heels, and then Dan, who's a little bit further back. He's about 20 meters back, and it's at this point where I thought of a really cool series that I could do with Parkrun and YouTube. So I want to go around and try out as many different Parkruns as possible. Last week I went to the capital and took on the Battersea Parkrun. That was ridiculously quick, but I loved it. Now here's a thought. Shall I try some different Parkruns and try to finish first in as many different Parkruns as I can? Or shall I go along and sample just some of the atmosphere and soak up what Parkrun is all about? Let me know what you want to see me doing. I absolutely love Parkrun at the minute. Most importantly today, a massive shout out to these legends here on the right hand side. Parkrun would not be possible without you. Also, if you want to give my Instagram account a follow, it's on the right hand side of the screen. By all means, give that a follow. I tend to post just about running and my races, etc. But for now, I'm just going to skip forward until the 2nd kilometre where things start to pick up nicely. And if you look in the reverse camera, who do we have here? We've got local celebrity Dan Moody, hot of a 5k last weekend at the Podium 5k. He has joined the pack, and not only that, he's decided to overtake me. Dan last weekend ran a 5k in 16:22, so I know I've got to be on my A game just to stay with him. That's the second K clocked up, and that was in a 3:47, and we're still moving nicely as a group of 4 of us. I would say we're sharing the load, but the poor bloke at the front has done all the hard work at the moment. Let's see what's in store over the next kilometre. You know what? This park run's actually pretty elite. Like, there's so much space to run in. You never really feel like you're congested like I have done at previous park runs. You don't get much traffic getting across you. The only issue is there was a few sections where the tarmac path was a little bit potholed, so you have to watch your footing a little bit. And with it being such a narrow footway, sometimes you do have to step on the grass. But look, that's not a massive issue. Genuinely, this is one of the better park runs that I've done. I know I haven't done many, but I absolutely love this one. So the 3rd kilometre split we did in a 3:48. So we're moving on at a nice tempo at the minute. Let's keep pushing on, and as I said, we get to this final kilometre shortly. It is absolutely wild. So there's now only 3 of us in this front pack, so let's keep moving and grooving. Let's see if local celebrity Dan Moody can push on and take the victory, or will it be me, or will it be this fella here on my left hand side. His name is Sam. He's a top lad, and a nice chat to him in the first kilometre, but no chatting at this point because it was business only.
Cheers team, thank you. No morning guys, no having on merits.
Now, I don't know if you just heard that, but that's local celebrity Dan Moody there, trying to get in my head and trying to put me off my rhythm. He's also just flown past me. So that is the 4th kilometre, and we do that one in a 3:41. But what you're about to see now is Dan put the hammer down, and there I am. I'm taking that lead position, but Dan follows me. This is the final kilometre of the park run, and it is just a short lap to go. Now have an eye on the top left hand corner of the screen, that pace. You'll see how quickly that pace suddenly drops down below the 3:10 and towards the 2 minute, because Dan and I are in an all-out battle for first finish, and this is wild. Now this final kilometre is officially the fastest kilometre that I have ever ran on the road. I have gone nowhere near this pace even last weekend on the track. This pace is legitimately the fastest I have ever ran on the road, and it is obscene how much effort we are both putting in just to get that first finisher. So we need to both make sure that we're on our finest form to beat one another. But Dan Moody, he is an absolute powerhouse. Look at him in that reverse camera. I cannot shake him off. And I'm really having to put that effort in. My heart rate now has gone from 155 to 176, and the pace is currently 2 minutes and 58. Now this is reminiscent of my 3 kilometre pace, not my 5k pace. So I'm absolutely hurting and I'm absolutely burning, but I'm doing it for the video. I really want this first finisher. But Dan Moody is having none of it. He's not letting me have it as we just weave in between those two. I'm just going to let this roll for a couple of seconds so you can hear my breathing. He's still hot on my tail, but I've managed to put a couple of meters and I can't quite hear his footsteps as loud as what they were. So now I know it's time to really dig in. It's 250 meters left. I've managed to navigate that difficult path section. It's a long sweeping right hand corner, and actually fair play to Dan because I didn't know where I was going and he does give me some direction. So less of me chatting now, and I will just let you know this last kilometre we finish in a 2:57 split. Without further ado, here is the final 100 metres.
Hi guys. Thank you. That's on the YouTube.